Hi, I'm Bob Doyle, and although you may know me from the movie The Secret, I want to be very clear up front that this particular video has nothing to do, I'm not representing The Secret, the staff, the writer, the other teachers, or anything in what I'm having to say here. This is just a personal response to some of the reaction that I've heard since the movie has really gained a lot of momentum and has gone from being shown to people who are already pretty much in the law of attraction conversation and believe it and understand it and are living it, to people who are more curious about it or haven't heard about it at all. And of course, since that's happened, that's when all the sort of the objections come up. People have questions. The skeptics are, it's just the natural progression when you release a movie like The Secret that, people are going to have their objections and their questions. And I've noticed that there's a sort of a common group of questions or objections that come up. And I just kind of wanted to take this opportunity to address a few of them. Not to defend the movie, because the movie, in my opinion, doesn't need defending, but I think that there are some people who really do want to hear the message of The Secret and learn even beyond what is presented in the film, but their background just will not allow them to have full faith in this. And I totally get that. That is my background as well, and I certainly didn't say, oh, law of attraction, I totally get it, and start living it right away. It took me, learning the science of it and really understanding that it is real and not just some sort of a new age sort of idea to get past that. And it took a while, a number of years, for me to really get it to the extent that, okay, I can totally see how this is at work in my life and there's nothing to be skeptical about anymore. But until you really do that work or whatever, or that study of it, it's so easy to look around and say, oh, there's no way this is true because I've got all this evidence. And so that's the nature of some of the objections that have come up. But I do want to address one thing that is more or less about a perception that people have about the movie, and that is that, they're presenting that the law of attraction is all about making money. It's all about getting material things. And first of all, I don't really get that when I watch the movie, because there's clearly sections on health and relationships and world events. I mean, it definitely talks about money, but it also talks about much more. But I think that if a person has issues with money, whether they don't make enough or they have a belief that it's not spiritual to have a lot of money or whatever, if they view this film and they see that we even talk about money or cars or homes or anything like that, then they say, oh, well, this is all about material possessions, and it's not at all. But the thing is that, my point of view on this is that what we're really trying to do is attain some sense of wealth or abundance, whatever that means to us. It doesn't mean an excess of money. It doesn't mean anything in particular. It means what it means to you. You being able to do what you want to when you want to. So that's what wealth is. It doesn't have anything to do with money, but money and cars and homes are associated with wealth. And so to go through the exercise of visualizing them helps to have you achieve that wealth mindset, that feeling of what wealth means to you. But it doesn't have to be those things. It can be anything that you consider to be important, or sort of a token of your success or whatever. So yes, we talk about money in The Secret and cars and things like that because there are a lot of people who relate to that. That is what they really believe that they want. You learn eventually that money is a byproduct of you living the life of your dreams and not the other way around. More problems arise when the definition of the law of attraction is summarized as like attracts like. That's way too simple. Or even what you focus on, you get more of, or what you focus on expands. Those both can occur as a result of the law of attraction to be true, but they're not, neither one of those is really the definition of the law of attraction. I mean, you could say like attracts like, and so many people will eventually say, bring up magnets and say, well, isn't it opposites that attract with a magnet? Or what about Mr. and Mrs. Jones? They're completely different personalities. They're complete opposites, and yet this works. It's a marriage that works. I mean, there's too many examples of where like does not necessarily attract like. The law of attraction is about vibration and resonance. And when two things are in vibrational resonance, they tend to attract. And one of the examples I use is music. If you like a piece of music, it normally is because it hits you on some sort of emotional level. You feel it. And whether you know this now or not, is that that's a vibration happening in this energy that makes up your body and so on. So you feel that. It's a real phenomenon. It's a real energetic phenomenon. You are resonating with a piece of music. And you're attracted to it because of that. And that is how truly we attract everything in our lives. And that's what we're trying to talk about when we teach the law of attraction. It's not just about money, it's about every aspect of your life. People also tend to think that what we're saying is you just sort of make a wish and wait for it to happen, and that is not it. And it's another interesting point is that we talk a lot about taking inspired action in the movie, and yet people aren't hearing that. They're hearing all the genie in the lamp stuff, and all that's all true. But you do, part of the manifestation of any desire is going to be you working in concert with the universe, really, in an energetic flow. And so you're going to get ideas for action to take, or ideas, or you're going to meet somebody, you're going to get whatever. You're going to have to take some action. But it's not that you have to figure it out. All you have to do is follow your intuition and just go do it. It's going to come very naturally. It's going to be fun. It's going to feel in the flow. And it's going to bring you closer to your desire. So yes, there's action to be taken. It's not going to feel like work, though. And sometimes the law of attraction can occur like magical. Like, how did this happen? I just sort of put this out there 5 minutes ago, and here it is. It's all about the level of resistance we have towards a certain thing. I'm hearing that they think that the message of The Secret is that you got to walk around being happy all the time and just think nothing but positive thoughts and feelings, and that's not it, because obviously that's not the human condition. Part of our gift as a human being is this whole range of emotions, and we're meant to experience them all. But we don't have to dwell on the ones that feel bad, and in fact, when you dwell on the ones that feel good, your life is just better as a result. From an energetic point of view, you are attracting things that are in resonance with that. You use negative emotions as sort of oh, hey, check in, I'm out of alignment somewhere along the line, and then you go back to, you just naturally get back, you release resistance, you do whatever to get back into that better feeling state. You don't dwell in the negative emotion, but you're not trying to ignore the fact that you have those. You will have them, and it's part of life. Resistance is just an energy system that is not in resonance with what you're trying to attract, and they usually come in the form of limiting beliefs or negative thoughts of some kind that seem to come up in patterns. There's something that you can recognize in your life. And there are also things like issues of deserving. I don't deserve to be wealthy. I don't deserve to have the things that I want, or beliefs that you have to work hard, or beliefs that rich people are evil. Any of those things act like an energetic force field to what you're trying to attract if it has anything to do with wealth and abundance, because they're not in resonance with it. It's literally acting like a force field. We have tools that will allow you to interact with that energy system, that force field, if you will, and lower it by basically neutralizing that imbalance in your energy system that manifests itself as those limiting beliefs and those emotions that pop up when you think about wealth or think about attracting the things that you want. So to be able to get in there and interact directly with the energy that you are, and it may sound bizarre, and it is pretty much bizarre, but still, when you understand the quantum nature of the universe, you realize how possible this is, and then you see it in action and you do it for yourself, and you see results in your life that just like, this is amazing. So it's very exciting stuff. But it was beyond the scope of the movie The Secret. But those are some of the main things that come up that I hear all the time, and I just wanted to address and clarify, at least from my point of view, how I approach those topics in relation to the law of attraction. I really appreciate you watching this, and if you have any other questions, feel free to visit the site and contact me there.